This guy, this AI thing keep coming. But yeah, we're right in the middle of town here, guys. So there's action going all around us. But, we are used to action. We already have our action going here, so we're not too distracted by the other action around us. But needless to say, his volume is up over here. If you're joining the live, welcome to the live and tap up. Give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't been a member as yet. I've been a subscriber following on the journey. But yeah, gonna get going before we start to get darkness. So I'm thirsty, guys. Pretty thirsty, and I have my banana here, so the banana is not too much liquid. I eat this banana nice and fast. Healthy banana. I eat it from the camera though, I'm not eating it on the camera. I didn't away from the camera and eat my banana. It's a fruit. Don't get weird, guys. Huh. Just stuff around and deal in a pally. And this bed is so in its position still that these tomato cage are still sitting from last season in contact. Guys, and that's what to say that these folks are kind of older. Especially the one lady, she's older and she's kind of disabled. Why I feel the great need to help volunteer. And very happy to be doing so. So but yeah, I'm just trying to get these work together. I don't put the bottom part of it when they try to lock up. Too good. That's all that one. And guys, you won't even believe there's bricks all over in here, which I don't know why. Maybe they use them to part something. But yeah, look at that. That brick. A lot of shit going on in this country. Not sure why, but what's going on? See that, guys? That's why I use this machete. This is my go-to to be beat up a bit. This machete, with all the extra stone and things that I might come across. This machete definitely helped me. When it come, I don't have to. This time my new machete, and I'm gonna be sharpening this one soon here. I'm gonna share a live video on that. Oh yeah, this Friskers one, it kinda come sharpen. So I literally haven't it's guys, trust me, it's dull right now. So it's really dull. I can literally rub my finger on the blade. So it's not really chopping anything right now. I'm using it to dig and to trigger that root underneath. But this kind of come a bit sharpened, but I've been using it since and beating it up, and I haven't rubbed any machete sharpening or any tool sharpening on it. This is brand new. But this is my beat up one, that I can use around to get ching and rock stone or whatever. I don't feel any type of way too much. This one I have to be more cautious with. You know, obviously I have a handful of them to say, but you know. But yeah, with all that rock and things that you come across in garden bed and in the grass, this one I can, you know, beat up some more. Man, guys, you know the craziest thing which I'm happy, you know, these 3 beds that I done already. It's such a hard work. These 2 are the 2 last one. They seem to be the easiest. So I'm happy about that. You know, earlier I was working. You know, these are all hay, guys. So I realized that the hay they do easy to pull up. This thing you almost need gloves for this thing. Since that wild lettuce that grow all those thorns on it, you can see that extra, and it is getting hardened too. So you can see all those thorns ready. So you pull this with your hand, you might see some thorns coming up your finger. Some type of wild lettuce. It's actually good for pain, anti-inflammatory. So you can make remedy from this. I wanna say for pain, for people with arthritis and that, you know. Oh yeah, I literally saved the two easiest bed for last, guys. So I'm excited about that. That's how much weed I'm moving all morning. Let me bring back this thing up like that. Composting, basically. Go back here again on the ground over this side. You know, that's how much weed I'm working with in just these beds, guys. You know, honestly, these beds shouldn't have so much weed. Man, if anyone see this live and have any idea of this new AI thing, it's like some AI technology that come over your phone and it offer you help. You know, like what AI help can, you know, that type of shit. But every time I'm going live and it comes, it create a dark spell, you know, a dark spot in my life. And I don't really like it. I'm trying to disable it so it doesn't come up that much. Because I honestly don't use it. You know, whatever that AI guy is. And you know, it more than benefiting. So if you know this feature, how to disable it, maybe I should just Google it. The internet tells us everything sometimes. But going back to my chat, I leave the easiest for last. So I'm excited for that. You know, I'm just going through using my hand right now. The machete was pretty tough in those other one that I got going already. So, these are some flower. I can tell they weren't getting watered. So they kind of bit beating up right now, not doing so well. So I'm gonna pull most of the weeds from around it and try to leave most of the flowers. You know, these are all flowers, but they're so wilted. I no one water the bed because as you see it was overgrown. So even though there's flowers in it and they're obvious, no one seems to water it. You know, so even we have a milkweed going in it, which is coming from deep down, guys. You know, so I might not even bother try to pull that right now. Let she survive that run from growing on in this dry bed, coming up all the way from the ground, all that fight. Not gonna destroy her. But yeah, guys, most of the one earlier, that's why I was getting rid of the weed, digging underneath. But this one is so easy. You know why this one is easy, guys? Because they grow food in this one last season. You know, and that's a good part with garden bed when you work it. Come to think of it, food was growing in those 2 last season. Even though the others were clean, I guess the person, as I expressed, that she's kind of disabled. She does have help. One help I heard of that help her in the garden, but that person doesn't come off often either. So they only used 2 bed last season is why these are more softer soil. Mr. Family anyway. I want to wind up my day, go home and potentially get some plants in the ground at my house. I still have a lot to plant. But today was the community garden day, so I wanted to be here and get this done. This is more like the dense part, I guess, that the machete really need to shine. And I need to put to use. I put to work. But these ones are more dense. This section right here, a lot of roots going underneath. Using the machete to trigger back and forth and work all them roots and get them from deep down, you know. It's a lot. Prevent a lot of extra work as you start to plant your food, you know. All this stuff try to grow back up in your bed. I don't play around, you know. I mean, I'm coming in and I'm getting this nice and done, you know. No play. And you come and build this up, add some more new soil, ready to add your plant. You're almost golden for the season, you know. You don't really have a lot of weeds coming up throughout the season. You know, all this extra mulch, all this extra grass mulch, you know, get buried back underneath the soil with the top soil that you're gonna add, you know. So that go to feed the soil. You know, that's awesome. Can't go wrong. There you guys, these are all some flowers. As you can see, I'm kind of going around it. Got everything in here. We got hay, wild lettuce, we got milkweed for the butterfly. We got these flowers that come back that seems to be some type of perennial because we have winter and it came back. So even though, guys, depends on the mulch and how rich your garden bed is and how insulate is it gets in the winter, you know, protected from the cold and the frost. I have had annual plants come back the next season, you know. But after a while, obviously, they die off because they're not used to the cold. So even if they last 1, 2 seasons, you know, you might find them. But yeah, this is where you get now, guys. Where, man, the grass is really dense and it's hard to get. You see, I'm pulling it and it doesn't even come. You know what I mean? And it's not like I'm pretending. Like you have to pull really hard. And when you pull, a lot of roots still coming off underneath. I've been going with my machete, working it, digging from underneath. And then I come up with my clumps and then I just knock it off and continue like that. But these are the bad grass, guys, that you see on the side of the bed that come all the way from the dirt, all the way from the ground. They're shooting up this high. And these are double bed. They come in from that deep. I'll show you what I'm working with. You know, so to use the machete, kind of go in at a dust, guys, you know. But it's not getting any water, so you still have that dust loose. But yeah, we get going though. Look at all that progress in such a short time. So this bed, you know, is definitely not so bad. Just have that extra soil. Yeah, progress is real, guys. Definitely get a lot done today. Totally feeling accomplished for today, I'm not gonna lie. You know, so I bring you in, show you what I'm saying about these grass here, how bad they are. That is no joke. You know, these are more space apart. Like you see, guys, I was just at the gym last night, lifting up 75 to pound dumbbell in one hand, you know, in individual hand. So these are strong hand pulling this grass. Obviously, it's kind of dry, so that too. But it still show you the hay. If there are some hay, you see how easy the hay is to come up. Got the hay root. Got this big hay root. You see that? Easy. You know, so the hay is easy to come up, guys. But man, this other grass, you know, this one that you see right here. So it's literally what you see. As you see, they coming up to the side. They're already a bit taller than the double bed. So that's how much they grow from down coming up the soil. So trying to pull them up is like a joke, you know. See, you pull this one up, it come up with some root. Otherwise, sometimes you pull them, they don't even have any root. You know, so take back my machete. Go back over this one here. Been just trying to go underneath them. A lot of dust. So yeah, we just trying to go underneath them. As you see, they're rough they are. This is the wild lettuce with those thorns. So before I color this bush, I pull that. But it's nice, you know, you get all that weed. But look at all that thorn, guys. You know? All that sharp thorns on the end of it. So leaving the leaves. You know, so trying to pull these, they get you sometime and leave some nice mark in your finger. Give you a nice little sting, you know. So oh yeah, come underneath here. You got to get them more in big clumps. Even though I'm dealing with all this dust. Not breathing too much of it though, you know. Not poison dust either, so but still, you know, have to breathe extra dirt. But yeah, you see, but this garden bed needs some nice mulch, some nice soil to top it off. You know, but look at that. So it's still easy, guys, you know, it's kind of soft. So even though it's hard to pull with my hand when I go underneath my machete, I'm telling you, this machete is pretty dull right now. But look at that. Working miracle in the garden right now. It's like I couldn't pull this even though strong I am, my guys. You know, pull this and get all this root. You know, so it's a good feeling. All that grass is going back to manure. Hopefully, you know, the like for example, the waste management donate soil to different garden community around the neighborhood. So these are some of what they get. Obviously, they get all this organic material as well. I'm sure vegetables waste from, you know, grocery store or whatever. So they make soil, guys, you know, but I feel like they make soil which is pretty dead. Because you know, if you make mulch or make organic compost from home, if it get too hot, you know, it kill off the microbes. And I feel like even though this soil looks so nice, you know, it definitely doesn't have much life in it. You know, so these soil need to build up. So needless to say, this garden bed, you know, need some extra work. Thank you at JK Earl channel. Appreciate you for joining the live today. Thumbs up back to you. We appreciate you. But yeah, we're just finishing our volunteer beds that I help with this veteran lady. You know, so just showing you how much the weed can be so bad, kind of pull it. See how hard that is? And I'm strong, guys, you know, I'm not trying to pretend here. You know, obviously I'm trying to hold a big clump at once. So if I hold a smaller clump, I might be more lucky. But to try to pull up small pieces, it's just, you know, I don't have that time. That's save that for when I'm older and more weak. You know, but for now, I wanna just come, take the machine, go, and the thing is it that I get more roots, you know. Look at that. Get to get a lot more roots. See, it's nice too, because the soil is blowing the other direction. You know, these are some of that flowers, that same thorny wild lettuce they call it. Natural wild lettuce, because it does look like lettuce, guys. You know, to say it does look like lettuce, but a lettuce that ready to eat you. You know, from like a lettuce from the Amazon jungle or a lettuce from a horror movie. You know, it's not a friendly looking lettuce leaf, but it does appear to be like lettuce in the sense of, you know, but even look at those, the back of the leaf, guys. Look at those thorns, you know. So they may not be too sharp in the sense of, you know, can if they're on the ground running up your feet or anything, but they get you in your fingers though. But right now, guys, I'm building up garden callus, and if I'm doing some pull-ups, you know, this cannot phase my hand right now. My hand is pretty tough. You know, so needless to say, if you shake my hand, you might feel a little bit of roughness and the crater there, but our hand get back soft and fragile looking, like, you know, we don't do not much hard work, and we always working hard. You know, I always get compliment from having soft hands, you know, especially if I'm female, obviously, but I work hard as hell, you know, in callips, always building my hand, especially in the summer season from working and chopping my machete, you know, so. And pull-ups. You get busy on that pull-up bar. If you know, that build callips. And when I was trying to learn to play guitar, but obviously that's only on the finger, not necessarily in the hand belly. Well, yeah, this is literally our fourth bed, guys, out of the fifth bed. So I'm happy that I am out here today able to do this. You never know what tomorrow might bring, you know. So when I get this done today, cut all that root. You know, this is just root that just would have to give you a problem. You know, you pull this thing and get off this weed with this underneath. You know, just gonna come right back. So even for these older folks that I'm helping, you know, if just one and done, you know, throughout the season, they really don't have a lot coming up back, you know, in this bed, because Mr. Green Thumb enter the zone, you know. And even though my green thumb fingers get things growing, if I'm coming in, I can also destroy these bad things as well, you know. So it's not always about preserving. Sometimes you have to get rid of these shit. Excuse my language, you know, but yeah, sometimes you have to get rid of these, you know. These are bad, so bad they go, and then they bad come to good in the sense that they can use to make mulch. So you see your life come in circle, guys. So if you're joining the live, welcome to the live. We're using the machete and we just work in this soil like it's nothing, baby. Because like I said, I'm strong, and if you come and pull this, they don't want to come. But I come with my machete and I tease it. That's how much success we got with all this roof. So yeah, guys, I can't wait to get this finished. Get some new soil and start to water it and get rid of this dust. Too much dust in this damn bed, you know. So yeah, if you're joining the live, you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, do the right thing, subscribe, be a part of the community. These are all signs and proof of what was before we came, you know, what was growing. Right now all we have is wild weed and wild grass. So we want to clean them so we can start to grow some garment purple. I honestly, I can read, guys, but man, hold on. Color Robbie. I honestly don't I'm not familiar with this plant, guys. To how much I'm not too familiar with it that much. Even the pronunciation is hard for me. So I would pronounce it kohlrabi, something like that. But yeah, not really familiar with this vegetable, and it does obviously look like between look like radish. It look like beetroot type of family type of thing. But I'm not familiar with this. I'm gonna have to look it up some more when I finish here. But yeah, these are all signs and life to what was here before we came along. You know, so these are the footprint right here. You know, those are the ones over the next side, guys, where you see those chalice. Used to have watermelon. I definitely don't have a lot of chalice at home, so that's one of what I wanna capture for myself. So I'm cleaning this land. I'm gonna capture one of them to grow some food for myself. And yeah, one of those ones that have the chalice with metal thing going over. That beautiful circle. I just grabbed some of those wild lettuce, guys, and I can feel them pinching my fingers. See them? They don't play, but we don't play either, so I guess it's a challenge between me and them. And who is winning, guys? Me, Mr. Green Thumb. Man, I can't believe, guys, that's the fourth bed. We got here some yellow zucchini. See, I can pronounce that well, but this other one, I don't know. Like some Spanish language or something. Which I wish I was fluent in, but not. So I have to keep myself calm when it comes to that. And there's so much grass root and grass clippings, you know, organic material that come from these 5 garden bed. It's crazy. That would be pounds and pounds of vegetable, guys, if that was food. But instead it's grass weed and grass root going in the bed. Eh? What a waste. And that's why we're here today right now. Reversing all this non-purpose cycle of life right now. Yep. See that, guys? That's why you have to be careful with machete and my boot here, especially with this sharp edges on the back. You know, so always be careful with these tools when you're working it. You always see me preaching using the machete here because it's such a great tool. Look at what I'm doing it right now. Getting roots that I can't even see with my naked eye. I pull with my fingers. You know, but can definitely get you back to. Just as you see it slicing through this soil and through the weeds, through the grass. When you chop a tree, same way this thing can chop you. But once you know it, you work it, it become your best friend, and you want it work hand in hand, and you can't go wrong owning a machete in the garden. Can't go wrong at all. I use it so much, guys. My machete is in my hand. We got some Roma tomato like I grow typically. But yeah, I got my machete in my hand, guys. I'm working in the garden. I'm digging, I'm planting, I'm derooting. I'm using it for everything. It's like my knife, spoon, fork, and my pot, and my fire all together. So it's cooking up everything. You know, so That's what my machete is like to me in the garden. And in life in general, not just in garden. I love my machete. I use it a lot. And it's been from a childhood days. I used to run around with the machete, cutting down my grandmother trees. So come back to here, kind of rake this a bit. Yeah, and let's get those extra root that's underneath. And there goes the fourth one, guys. I'm feeling this drive going. Been playing around here. And look where I have this. All these tomato cage anchored. And feel like you can't even come and push them over. That's it right there, guys. That's how we get things done around here. We have that AI thing come again. Wait, if you know about this AI thing, guys, to get rid of it and to mute it, disable it a bit, let me know. I don't like it. Yeah, this is the fourth, fifth and final bed. All this vegetation. See how much it is. Yeah, this is our fifth bed. I'm just getting this cage right now, so if you're not seeing me properly, don't mind here for a moment. We're gonna remount back our tripod back our camera into the tripod, so you guys can get a better view. But for right now, I'm just not zoning in on this lower part here, moving this cage out of my way. Yeah, this bed just been sitting from last season. Just as how the season was finished, everything has been sitting in here. We're dealing with the same look, same problem. This thing. It's a nice thing for bean though. You can already see the bean swirling up something like this. But right now it's just in my way. Man, I don't know. This bed have a lot of things, guys. I feel like for me, all these things would get in the way of my food. I feel like there's more decoration in this bed than food that would fit. Oh yeah, fun and joke aside. We're getting it, guys. We're getting there. But man, that's crazy. That was a lot of tomato cage in this. I don't know how you can grow so much tomato in such restricted space and get good result. They definitely, you might as well do less and get bigger production rather than more individual plants and they fight for space. That is crazy, guys. That's a lot of tomato in one bed. Tomato cage. That is crazy. Maybe I would hope that these wasn't growing all tomatoes. Holy shit. There's even two more over here. That's nuts. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you guys here in a moment. Oh man. I don't get too careless here, guys, and hurt myself in the very end here. Not just tomato cage, guys, but all these extra things. That is crazy. That's a lot. That's a lot they put in this bed. They're killing this bed. Oh my. Look at that, guys. Holy shit. Look at all this. These all was in there. Just bear with me. That is a lot of stuff, guys, that was in one garden bed. What the hell do you fit this? All this in a garden bed plus food. Check this out, guys. No way. So these cage came from this bed. Finish. I express that the fourth bed we're on right now. The last, final, and fifth. So these cage came from this one, the fourth bed. Look at number 5 cage. Our tomato thing. That is nuts. That's 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, I'm counting wrong because I'm not counting the top of everyone. So let's start again and get it right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 6, it seems like, of that one. But then here we got some of these ones. 1, 2, 3, 4. To be 5 more. Or even more, you know, plus these. That is crazy, guy. That's how much I hope these ones probably wasn't growing any tomato. Probably were just, you know, supporting something else. Oh yeah, definitely get going, guys. And imagine how, look at that one right there. Imagine all the 5 across here, how they were looking this morning. And all the weeds that we're getting. Look at that. Yes, it's all organic. Go back to the soil once it go into the right hand and go the right place. This is more again, and that whole full thing is more. So we definitely a great progress. 4th bed accomplished and ready to grow food. And then we're gonna just conquer the 5th one over here. Bring our tripod a bit closer. So you guys can be a part of the action. More in real time. But yeah, it's pretty pretty crazy with all of those. I had that the wrong way. Where all of those tomato cage? Not sure what you do with all of those tomato cage, but oh well. Yeah, get back our tripod centered. We're gonna go tackle our last bed. Look how quick we get this one done, guys. And as you can see, all of those fragile flowers, you know, as you see, you can see, because I'm not utilizing you at the moment, and you do get into my way, especially when I do YouTube live and I shift the phone too much. But yeah, in the middle right there, guys, as you can see, the space between the bed need to clean, and the floor, the canopy need to be looking something like that. See all that wood chip, all that mulch. If you have a bunch of mulch over that side. Yeah, that much, guys, that's our mulch bay. And then our soil is underneath that blue top over there. So imagine if all this was nice and mulch, as in that, but that's a lot of work. And a lot of mulch too. Definitely getting some mulch from my yard this season. But yeah, we finishing 4 of the bed right now. And we're on to the final and 5th bed. So the volunteer moment is accomplished for the day. And I'm definitely feeling happy, you know, that this elderly person can get their vegetable in and grow some organic food, you know. And I offer, obviously, I can also plant it for them, you know, and I help take care of it, water it throughout the season. You know what I mean? So yeah, we just finished our 4th bed right here. As you can see, we still have some old flowers from last season. We're trying to save. But they're pretty wilted because no one was watering this bed. So. Yeah, we gotta finish this 5th bed. Joining the live. If you haven't subscribed to my channel. Appreciate your thumbs up. Let me know that you're here. You can always say something on the chat as well. Oh yeah guys, we've been using the machete and we've been working it. This is a bit not even, but this is a bit softer than what I was dealing with. So I can come in and pull these ones and get away with that. But previously I had to come use the machete, as in this one so deep, all that root. And I can get it from all the way underneath. We got some dill going in here as well too, but some of it we might damage, some of it we might preserve. And then this is a whole nice patch of dill. We're gonna try to protect this one right here. And I pull all the bad weed around. There's some more dill. So whether they like dill or not, or whether it came from somebody else's garden bed, we have dill going. And look at that already, guys. Look at all that space that opened up such a quick time. And now we have those dill coming into light. But it's the same thing, going on the floor, have to use this machete to kind of go under. These grass guys, they're definitely a bad fighter. They're not nothing to play with, especially on the hard floor here, where they're just eating into the soil. And obviously it's kind of dry. They have a lot more work, but as you see, we still get the roots. And that's what you want, because otherwise this thing just keep coming back. But this garden floor right here without any mulch, man, these weeds are a pain in the look at that. Keep building up our organic pile to go back to building soil. And here is our, oh man, that's how much this thing falling apart, guys, that they've been here. These marker and these plant labels. But yeah, we're on our 5th bed right now, so it's nice because it's getting down to the later evening, so it's a nice time to wind down also and hurry up and get out of here before the mosquito then start to take over the plot as well. They're kind of quiet right now, but soon they're gonna be hovering over like they're the security of the garden, so I don't want to be here when they are here. Those mosquitoes, we're not friends. But yeah, if you're joining the live, welcome to the live. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. This is our 5th bed that we're on right now. And this is our 5th from that volunteer bed from the old lady, a veteran. We're helping her volunteering to clean her bed. So if you're joining the live, thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, do the right thing, I appreciate you. We're working this fish skirt machete and we're just getting it down. And I show you guys these wild lettuce, they call them. If you know wild lettuce, familiar with them with all of these thorns. Try to pull them, they get your fingers, so. But they also a good plant for, they're anti-inflammatory. You can use to make medicine for people with arthritis and for pain. But as you see, they call them wild lettuce, but as the leaf does look lettuce, but look at even the back of the leaf. So yeah, you grab this up. As you see I'm doing right now, obviously. Our hands is tough, we're kind of leather people. But, I tell you, sometimes they do get you. So don't try that at home, guys. Don't try that at home. Picking up wild lettuce with thorns and crushing it with your hands. Oh yeah, in the meantime, gonna just continue. Use our machete, go underneath all of this. You know, all of these guys can go back to feed the soil, you know. These are all tomato vine, dried up. They're all in the tomato cage, as you can see. But yeah, that can go back to feeding the soil. In the meantime, use my machete, come under here. So I've been getting the extra roots. Get rid of them. For the most, because you know, we're working and cleaning this bed for some older folks. So we don't want to see them have to fight with a lot of weed as the season go by, you know. So we come in here getting it done in a big way. No look a half type of thing, you know. No look a piece or nothing. Look at that. Hey, if you're joining the live, give me a thumbs up. Give me a subscribe to the channel. And we're going. See that guy quick and fast. That's like it's like half of our fifth bed. That's literally the last and final bed. Finally have somebody over watering their garden. I've been here for hours and I still can count on one hand the few people that come to water their garden, and needless to say how much the food want to water at this time. It's getting hot, you know, we haven't been getting any rain, so if you plant your food, that could be watering them to get good result. So yeah, if you're joining the live, thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, do the right thing. See that these guys don't want to come up, I'm strong and fighting me, so I come with my machete, work it, go underneath it, voila. That's how much my machete is, my friend. You know, all that was fighting me and I just lift it up with my machete. So my machete is my best friend, honestly, in the garden. So like and share, subscribe to my channel. Full day feeling accomplished, guys. I set out to do the 5 bed and we're almost finished right now. Almost finished, guys. That's our fifth bed right there. We are working on right now. This thing around. Good evening. I appreciate you. Good evening to you. And I'm here at the community garden, volunteering some time. There's an old lady that an old veteran, and she can't move around much. So there's people that volunteer. So last year was my first time. I learned of her story, and I volunteer and clean these two bed. Actually, this fifth one that I'm on right now is my last one for the day. These two beside each other I cleaned last year. Look at all that tomato cage, guys, that was there in it. And then there was three more off to the side. I already cleaned. They had hay going. But this five bed is for this veteran lady who is kind of she's not that mobile right now. You know, she doesn't move around much. She's kind of disabled. So this is our last and fifth bed that we're on right now. We got some dill that was in this bed, so we're preserving it. So yeah, if you're joining the live, subscribe to my channel, like and share. Appreciate you. We have our machete that we're working it right now. This is just a regular Friskers machete, guy, but needless to say how awesome it has been. We have our original Martindale wooden handle OG hardworking machete. We're gonna be sharpening. It's still brand new, not sharpened yet. This one is almost still brand new in the sense that it does come sharpened, but I haven't sharpened it yet. But it's been working. But I really don't like this saw in the back. You know, it can definitely hurt you working it. So we're gonna get this sharpened. We're gonna do a live as well, showing you how to sharpen the machete safe and secure and in the most efficient way. So stay tuned. We're gonna finish up this bed. It's our fifth one. Give me a thumbs up. We finished working our machete here. Coming from the back. Going all underneath it. So we come up with all them root. See that? All them extra root. That's gonna give problem in the future. You don't have to worry about them right now. Getting them from deep down. All the sign of what was here before. All the food that was grown in here. This is our fifth and final bed, guys. And the mission is almost accomplished. playing in the soil, we're getting grounded, you know what I mean? That's what it's about. That bring my handful of last root, show you guys. You know, all this extra root that we're pulling up. It's really bad, you know, so you know, to prevent future trouble, future hustle, future extra work. We're getting it done and done. Cut all that weeds. Cut that, guys. You know, these ants remind me of Jamaica. You know, I honestly don't come across these ants much, because they're more in the, and that's the thing, I hardly don't even kill nothing, but these ants are biting my hands, so they definitely deserve to be crushed. Can't be biting my hand like that. How dare you? Oh yeah, those ants typically in ground, guys, underground, in vegetation. You know, sometimes your teeth them up underneath the soil, and they start to bite you. They remind me of typical biting ants from Jamaica. 5th bed, 4th bed, 3rd bed, 2nd bed, 1st bed. That's 5 bed, guys, we did today. And play with me. Play with me and my machete friend here. Got them, Friskers. Friskers, you know, if you give me royalty, you know, all this video I'm sharing out there with your brand. No, you know, no little brand, your big brand. You know, not to try to diminish or try to say nothing wrong here. But these are not paid sponsor, guys. You know, this is just a guy living off the land, showing people what he's using and working with. So yeah, these Friskers. Friskers doesn't even know me. I don't know Friskers, apart from I'm using their product. I use their scissors and stuff, and this machete has been doing me well. Not gonna knock it. I'm more used to wooden handle machete, as in these ones. You know, maybe that's the hard working from our ancestor. These are the machete we grow come be accustomed to, and they're strong, you know. Listen to this. That's the hanger shaking. Listen to this. Every time this hanger shake, unless you damage the ridges and, you know, knock this out, in the sense that if you try to use this machete handle to beat on something, or, you know, over the time and working it. So, you know, this is plastic. This is wood. Not just that it's more natural, it's more durable, in the sense of plastic doesn't get rotten. You can't leave this outside, obviously. It's not a tool you should leave outside to get rusty and all that anyway, but it weighs its own difference, you know. But needless to say, this is not a sponsorship for either any of these machete or anything, but it's our tool and we can't hide them, as we're in the garden, and this is what we use. So Friskers, if you ever see this video one day, we can always work something out, but for now, you're Friskers, guys, and this is my friend that been helping me today. Much blessings. I can't complain. These are some tomatoes, some Roma as well. Yeah, that was growing in here. As you can see, I have some dill. Just need some water to get back into shape again. There's some dill, some flowers. We have something going in the garden bed, you know, just, you know, these, you know, they might see these as rubble or as anything in the sense of garbage. I needed to be taking them out. If this was my bed, I would have just bring in existing soil, covering all of these organic stuff once they're not root or any bad weed. But I would be covering all of those little tomato vines, you know, covering all of them underneath my soil when I put my soil. That would be me. Definitely build up your garden bed with more organic, you know, organic life, and more stuff to build your garden for a better and a healthier soil ecosystem, more microbes and all of that. All these down into the soil, feed the soil, you know. So if it was my bed, I would definitely leave these in the soil and add my soil, my new soil on top. But yeah, apart from, as you can see, but check this out, guys. Look at all these tomato cage. These cage was in this bed, All these I take from underneath this bed, and those, metal thing there. I call them garden decor. But at the end of the day, I'm sure they've been used to chalice something, hold up tomato, obviously tomato cage, and then these other ones. But the amount of stuff I take from these two bed guys, I felt some of them were decoration rather than, it's like they're growing tomato cage and all this stuff more than food. These guys I take from this one bed. Imagine that. This whole row right here. These ones on the ground. One bed. You can see how town bikers are out. It's a really active biker town, guys. Obviously this is America, so you do have the different bike clubs in our local towns, not just city. So some of these guys necessarily don't are in any big major club, as in, for example, the Hells Angel or the Outlaw, but some of them are, affiliated. But you do have bikers as far as just group of people who ride together. So it's an active evening, except I'm the only one parking the garden space. Sorry. I'm getting a call here also. Let me see if I can answer this call for the. We're back on the live. So yeah, good evening to you, Miss. I said Miss Twitch or something like that. Appreciate you joining the live. But yeah, guys, it was important that I take that call a while ago, so sorry. We have someone coming over. We're gonna be filling up a couple garden bag here in a moment to bring over some soil. But yeah, I'm happy for these folks. I'm happy that she get that she asked me personal, because I haven't even met this person yet directly. I've met other people who associate with her and the other folks that control and run the garden. So they are who that I spoke with as far as I made my promise to come and volunteer and get this bed done. So I'm happy. So hope that they can get their food going, get these wild weeds from between these flowers. These are some flowers, guys, as you can see. They also have some wild weed. But man, look at these flowers. You can see how wilted they are, because the one was watering this bed. As obviously you can see all what I took from them. But yeah, look at all that was in this bed, guys. This is no joke. Look at all that vegetation that was in this bed. So imagine you as an old person coming and trying to get this. And not just to say old person in the sense of just old, but elderly. You know what I mean? But it's not like we're knocking old person in any sense. That's why we're here doing this, because we love old person and we love the elderly, and we help as much as we can from grandma and grandpa days, so we're still the same. So it's not like we're saying old in the same, like, any disrespect. But obviously elderly. I'm gonna be old one day. So I always respectfully tell the elderly, like, hey, you can count on me to help you and do anything, and but don't try to guilt trip me in the sense of, oh, you're young and you can get away with that. And you were young one time too, and you were getting away with that too. So we're all humans and we come in from different angles of life. You're older, I'm gonna be older as well. I'm younger, you were younger at one time as well. So it's just life, and we all evolve, and we come and we go. So we farm by dust, and we might go right back to the dust. So ashes to ashes, right? But yeah, I'm happy for them. But yeah, guys, this is also weeds that come from it too. More these two beds beside each other. So look at all that weed. This is no joke, man. This is a lot of vegetation. So I'm happy that I did it for them. I'm happy that I was able to fulfill my promise and get all this vegetation out of their garden bed. So I'm definitely feeling accomplished. I'm just get distracted, you know, guys, because like I said, this is a lively part of town, and it's here in the center here, you know. So it's a great feeling, you know. It's a great spot. Man, look at the quality a while ago. Look at this quality, guys, of my image, clear crystal, you know. When I come here, you start to see that look of glory, because now the camera is pointing to some light that is feeding back at it in the wrong way. But yeah, we are finishing up, and we are accomplished. And we did get that lady 5 garden bed finished, and you know we did take out a lot of weeds. So if you're here on the live, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, you know. So needless to say, they're gonna be happy tomorrow morning when they come. So we only have this extra weed on the floor here to get rid of. As you can see, what we're dealing inside the bed, because inside the bed itself was way more dense and vegetative and growing more stuff than that, you know. So I'm happy. I'm happy for the people. I'm happy that their service is done. You know, they can come in and start to plant their food and feeling good. You know, so blessings to all the people, blessings to all my new subscribers. Really appreciate you guys. It's part of the journey and a part of the motivation keep me going. And keep helping me grow in this channel, you know. Got some bag here to fill. And I'll be filling some of these bag here to take to the yard to do some container gardening. These are some 5-gallon fiber bag. I'm gonna be using them, you know. But yeah, guys, my throat is dry. Look at all these pollinators. All beautiful pollinator. We have the milkweed, which is the AKA #1 for the butterfly. You know, if you know milkweed, that's one of the more popular bush that the butterfly lay their eggs on. You know, so it's nice to have these pollinator around the garden bed. Obviously, they're more important almost, honestly, than some of your crop, in the sense that if you don't have pollinator, you may not have a successful garden harvest, as you do need them to help, you know. And actually some plants doesn't even pollinate themselves, or they doesn't have flowers or bloom to attract pollinator, so you just need that extra. So all these, you know, act as pollinator. These are some mints, as well as I think you have some catnip will be growing in here. Same OG butterfly bush, aka some folks passing up there. Got all this dill in this bed. More butterfly bush in the mix. More butterfly bush, aka milkweed. Yeah, I'm just getting, you know, a bit. All this, you know, the evening is getting alive. You know, when I was here earlier, it's quiet. People coming from work right now, I'm sure. Have a beautiful young couple going by over there. So it's alive, you know. Earlier when I was here, there's nobody. You know, that's why I probably spend that much time over here today, in the sense that I've been here a good minute now, and even when I was having downtime, and I could have kept going because I wasn't really tired, I was sitting underneath that gazebo, enjoying the cool shade, you know, and just reminiscing on good time, and, you know, appreciating life, you know, slowing down. So I did take the time out today to just hang out at the garden here and slow down a bit, and, you know, so definitely a good feeling. And the most important of it is that we did get this lady garden bed finished. We had some scallions going in it at the moment, This is our first thing in the garden bed for the season. And as you see, these guys, this scallion, our onion, I should say, is not ready. So I can come, and as you can see, it's almost ready to start to blossom. So I can come and take this out, you know. Could use it to spice the pot or anything, but for now I'm at the garden, so I'm not using it. So you can go back to feed the soil. But what you would do, guys, is you would slow down that process of and it's nice in the back. That process of the onion and tell it that, hey, we don't want you to bloom right now. We want you to continue producing. So it's gonna keep putting some more energy into the bulb instead of trying to bloom. But is it that is in the sense, guys, this onion been here all spring, so you have a great start, but it was all between all these weeds. So for that reason, that onion was growing, overgrowing even before. So even before it formed a nice onion tuber, which is down on the soil, you know, but it's not big enough and not ready. But as you can see, it was ready to start blooming. So I put it in reverse mode right now to grow the bulb instead of bloom. But yeah, that's literally our first crop in the garden bed. We have our friend coming up over here now. And good vibe. So yeah, we have finished the 5 bed, and that's what we came here for today. So good feelings. Good feeling. Good, great feeling. These are some extra onion. We can just empty out this water container in here. Well, yeah, appreciate anyone that joined in the live today. We feel accomplished. We have finished the lady 5 garden bed, and it's my volunteer time was spent wisely and was spent useful, you know. So when they come tomorrow or whenever they come to check out this bed, they should be happy. All 5 of them is clean and in great condition, you know. So city is coming alive, and you can see we're right in town. It's summertime, you know what I mean. So people are out and alive. But I'm not distracted by all that noise, you know what I mean. We're out here in the garden, which is the focus. The focus today was to finish these 5 beds here. What up, Polly? Blessing, brother, you know. So yeah, we're just winding down for the evening right now. We have Polly come back to check me. We're gonna be filling these 5-gallon fiber bag, have some nice soil and bring back to the yard in a moment. But you know, tap in for the season. We have a lot going on in this garden space here this season. This is just a part of today work, and today mission was to get these bed clean for this lady. Yeah, the only thing you see right now in the bed is what makes sense. We have some dill going already, and obviously these extra mulch, you know. So we're just ready right now to add extra soil into this bed. You know, we have some dill going in already and stuff. So she should be happy, you know. She should be very excited when they come, just ready to plant. So all 5 beds are clean. These are some flowers that they were growing last season. You know, some people do grow flowers, guys, for pollinator. You know, some people grow vegetable to eat and consume, you know. You know, some people grow flowers for just decoration, you know. And I've realized that some beds over here, they have actually a memorial bed for a 6-year-old rest in peace, I should say, that passed away some years ago, you know. So I spoke with her grandma, you know, and she showed me her bed that is all flowers and decked out. It's one of that one that you see up front there with the flags. So yeah, it's a great evening overall. Beautiful day. Finishing up. And secure my machete before I walk away, leave it here. So yeah, we're not gonna too overdo it for the rest of the evening. You know, for what we done today is really a lot. You know, in the sense of, you know, I couldn't see the older folks, they finish all these 5 beds by themselves in one day like this, you know. So We're gonna be leaving some of these trimmings and wind down our day and not worry, because it starts to get dark right now. So we feel like we're done enough. Go secure my fish skirts. But yeah, look at all that weeds. That's all that came from this garden bed, guys. That's just the tip of it. We still have still have some more on the floor here. Then we have a big garbage container full of mulch and full of organic cuttings. Yeah, all from the garden. All from this garden bed. Yeah, so I'm gonna definitely capture one of these, as I said, that we work the land and then we claim a spot. So one of these ones that have the chalice here, I wanna capture and grow some watermelon, potentially cucumber. As you can see, guys, this is just the sky's the limit. Imagine dropping some watermelon at the root of this, having all of that lovely canopy to climb on. And that lovely fence to create canopy. Wherever you want to put it, but we're here. You know what I mean? So whoever is volunteering for this lady to plant, it's time to come and plant. Your bed is ready. Your bed is secure, and my job is done for the day. So, I mean, that's not the beauty of the light right here. Here we go. When you turn it here, we do get a better lighting, guys, that you can see. Have the nice gazebo that we were hanging out today. So yeah, welcome to the live. If you're joining the live, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed as yet. But yeah, we are finishing up at the garden here, and we already finished our 5-garden bed. So see behind me, our 5-bed is all clean. And that lady that I offered that to volunteer, you should totally be happy when time she see the work ahead. So what you have to do is now is plant her seed, plant her vegetable, and get her crops going. Is the mission. All right, guys. So Nick here from Yardman Garden and Arts TV. We are on the perimeter here. I'm gonna be calling this one here. So peace up to the people. One love to everybody. I appreciate all the time and appreciate your support. So I'm gonna be ending this one on the view of what we came in here to do today. It is to finish these 5 garden bed here and clean them up. So we got our first one today that we actually, this is our first one that we did. Then we came to the second one. So our first one we did, we discovered some onion growing. Even have our label. Now we can actually see what the label is now that the light is not crazy with the sunshine. So it's, as you see, it's yellow sweet Spanish onion. And so got some onion start in the bed already. Got a more a few over there as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Peace out to the people. One love to everybody. Stay tuned. Look forward to other videos coming ahead and great content coming out of this garden space and also at home. One love to the people. Nick here from Yardman Garden and Arts TV saying out once more. Catch you on the next one, guys. One love.